excellent.
Back with us today is our guest host from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She's the self-proclaimed Puerto Rican princess, Miss Joseline Hernandez. Jocelyn, you recently got to work with Lee Daniels on his hit Fox show series. It's called Star.
Yes.
We love Star. It's great. What is it like working with Lee Daniels? He came here on the show. He's a character. What is he like?
Yes, he is. He's amazing. He wants to make you a star. He wants to make you a better actress. And he pushes you so hard, but he's so calm and so easy to work with. I mean, I'm so appreciative to be able to work with him on the show. It's amazing. It's a big show.
Yeah, it is. Well, speaking of stars, women all over the country were front and center this past weekend as they got information for the Women's March.
Yes.
So awesome. The main march was held in Washington, D.C. the day after President Trump's inauguration. However, sister marches took place worldwide in cities like New York, Los Angeles, London, Tokyo, and even, I saw a picture of this, even in the continent of Antarctica.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Reports say an estimated 3 million people came out around the world, and it wasn't just women.
That's awesome.
Men and children of all ages joined in on the action, too.
That's great.
I love that. Look at the little girl in
I
her
know, she's so
poster.
cute.
That was the best part, seeing that no matter what weather, everybody came out for that awesome united. You know, that's what we needed to see, that we were the United States, not divided.
Yeah.
Yes.
No matter what, where you were from.
And it's really important.
Wow, look at that.
And I think it's really important for everyone's voices to be heard. I think that's one of the beauties of living in America. We have the freedom to use your voice if you don't like how things are going. And it's really important to bridge that gap. And yes, Jeannie, become the United States of America.
Yes, I love that. I love that. So something people obviously can unite over. I was in the Bay Area for the weekend, and so I came out and I marched in San Francisco, and it was so triumphant. That feeling of girl power, it's seriously the most exhilarating high I've ever felt in my entire life. I saw women who were being asked to get off the sidewalk because you have to march in the street. And if a woman got a little angry, her sister would be there to be like, it's all good, let's go, we got this. And they would just cheer each other on. And we make really dope signs.
Absolutely.
And it's important.
Everybody's glitter pens were out and everything. It was so good. And then the elder women were out there just like putting all their energy forth. It was amazing. I truly will never forget that. And I even heard that a lot of the signs are going to be used in museums because this was the largest march that we've ever had in history. Do you know, you guys, not one person was arrested in the 3 million that came out to the march.
That's great.
Not one!
Well, you know what? The one thing I did love about the march were the signs, Jeannie. For example, check this out. One said, men in tights for women's rights, stronger together. I thought that was so cute.
I love that.
And then there was another one that said, I march because ranting on Facebook won't change the world.
Amen to that.
Definitely won't.
And finally, it was one that says, girls just want to have fundamental rights.
I like that.
So cute. Okay, and they said 1 in 100 Americans marched.
Wow.
1 in 100. And you know what? I just think the men that stayed home wanted their women to go march so they could be home alone. That's what I think. Go ahead, march, go ahead. But you know what? I also hope with all of this that in 2 years, everybody marches to the polls too, okay? So it's nice to demonstrate.
That's awesome. That's a good point.
March your butt to the polls with your signs, okay? But it was a really good thing, and it just shows that you can speak and demonstrate. I used to demonstrate all the time. Yeah,
as well.
In college, I used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
And if you've never been to a march, it's great. I mean, you have the speakers, you have music, and it's just something that is the reason why this country is so great, because we are allowed to do it. So, and do it peacefully. And you can get your message across.
And if you have a lot of angst inside of you, because we had such a tumultuous year last year, you would not believe how therapeutic it is to be surrounded by people who either agree with you or not, but you're there for the same cause. So it realigns you with why you're there to instead of harboring that in your household and over, dinner discussions where you cannot let out the same anxiety. So I really encourage everybody to make it out, I hope, to the next Women's March that's going to take place, people, because it's really a place of healing.
Well, the thing is, too, is that the organizers, they didn't expect this type of turnout.
Yeah.
And so they are saying that they're going to go back and make sure that they address their vision, because they want to make sure that they stay on track for what are they marching for.
Yes.
Because a lot of people feel like, well, you women already have everything. But what they're marching for is to make sure that they can keep everything.
Exactly.
And we're still dealing with certain things. So,
absolutely.
So reach out to your representatives by going to www.house.gov and look up who can help facilitate change where you live.
That's awesome.
All right?
Absolutely. Well, women aren't the only ones expressing how they feel lately. Pop star Justin Bieber, who seems to be in his feelings about his ex-girlfriend Selena Gomez, dating singer The Weeknd, recently said he thinks The Weeknd's music is, quote, whack.
What?
I know. And according to TMZ, sources closest to Justin allege that he thinks Selena is just using The Weeknd to promote her music. Jocelyn, do you think Justin is speaking the truth, or is he just being a little jelly and petty?
First of all, let me tell you something.
Get it?
The Weeknd have had some of the baddest women in the industry.
Really?
Okay?
Bella
Yes,
she's pretty bomb.
It's either the check or he packing, and I think he packing.
I mean, you can't make music like that.
Listen, no. You can't be making. I love the Weeknd music, and I think he's amazing. I think he's a cutie pie, and I think that he will really surprise you. The things that he talk about in his music, like, come on, baby, don't even bring the cologne. What I'm taking, you don't need this. We don't need to cover the smell.
Right.
What is it that you're taking? What you gonna do for me tonight, honey?
With the deal.
Yeah, cause I'm telling you,
You know when he says, I'll go again, you want to go again, I'll go again, I'm like, yes, we can. Yes.
I want to go a bunch of times.
Yeah, and guys, he can't feel his face when he's with you. He likes it.
That's what I'm talking about. He loves it. And I think that Justin Bieber is a little jealous.
I mean,
Yeah.
how can you make a statement like that? Like,
He's not jealous.
Remember, Selena has 107 million Instagram followers. How is she using The Weeknd?
But more importantly, I think even if you did feel that way, to make that sort of comment says that you still have some type of
Exactly.
feeling.
You still care.
Because even if I
Still in
thought
love
his
with
music
her.
was whack, and even if you thought that, why comment on it if you don't care?
Yeah, and he's so petty because guess what? Justin Bieber, we don't hear your music on the radio like 24/7 like we hear The Weeknd.
They play his songs a lot. I've been liking them Justin Bieber jams, I'm not gonna lie.
I like Justin Bieber, and honestly, we've all done it,
Is it
right?
too late now to say sorry?
But honestly, we've all acted a little petty.
Yeah.
Right? When you see your
of
ex
course. Yes.
with a really cute girl, you'll say, oh, she's not really cute. He's just with her for her body.
Only if you
we all say
care.
those kind of things.
But only
if we care. The moment we don't care, we're actually genuinely happy for them.
Yes,
It's
that is
true.
Or you got over it.
Oh, you got over it.
You see your ex with a new girl and you think she's pretty, you actually be like, damn, she is pretty.
Yeah,
Go
good for
on.
you.
Good for you.
Have
I
fun.
won't say
Go.
nothing because guess what? I'm not getting left. I'm always doing the leaving, okay? I'm peaced out. I'm out of here.
that.
And where you gonna go from this to what? I mean,
That's
for
a
real.
good point. Yeah.
Like, where you going?
Hey.
Yeah, but if you feel confident, then even if he's with the next chick, you're like, I don't even care.
Child, he'll be begging to come back home to Big Mama. I ain't thinking about that.
You know,
Alternative facts.
For real.
it made me also realize how much he does still care, because you know when you say something, especially at that level of stardom, whatever you say gets picked apart by the press and gets blown up to, I mean, you knew it was going to be the next headline once you say something like that. So it made me see how much he really is still in his feelings for me, because he said something so blatantly.
And Selena's beautiful, honey.
yeah.
I'll be
Oh,
mad
she's
too. I'll be like, ooh,
Yes, yes, you know?
that girl
And
bad right
clearly,
there.
The Weeknd's music is not whack. Like, that's just like
it's
an
definitely.
extreme. Like, if you don't
He's
like it
just upset.
personally, then that's a personal decision. Like, have you ever heard a song that maybe you don't think is the greatest song ever, but you're like, okay. I get it. This is maybe for somebody else. But you just come out and say it's whack.
I dare anybody, though, to legit, like, go into a quiet room, dim the lights, turn on the Weeknd, and tell me your pants don't fall down to the floor. Like, honestly.
I like the Weeknd because I think my husband
Impossible.
looks like the Weeknd. He looks like he could be his dad.
No.
You don't think Israel and the Weeknd look alike?
No.
Your husband is not that old, girl. He can't
No,
be that with that.
but I'm saying they look like. I think that Israel and the Weeknd look alike, and I've actually gotten that on my Instagram. They're like, sometimes he looks like the Weeknd, and I agree, and I think they're both very good looking.
True, they are
You
both
just
good.
like the Weeknd, honey.
Well, clearly breakups can be messy, but guess what? So is dating. Married to the Mob founder Leah McSweeney recently called out SNL star Michael Che on her podcast as a woman hater after they exchanged messages on a dating app. Well, Leah soon found out that Michael had screenshots of the entire conversation, which he then decided to post on social media for the world to see. His post actually made it look, you guys, like Leah was the one acting crazy.
Dude,
That's where it gets complicated.
blew up in your face.
So, Jocelyn, when it comes to dating and relationships, I have to ask you, do you think it's important to keep the receipts?
Let me just tell y'all something right quick.
Okay.
Do tell. Do
Listen,
tell.
when I go to my baby daddy house, because he's so lame, and he'll act like I'm
Stevie
like...
J?
Yeah.
Okay.
Him. Stevie Lane. And he'll act like I'm so in love, like I'm following him and looking for him and everything. And I left him like a year ago. I was the one that departed the relationship.
Okay.
He'll act like I'm the one that's stalking him. So I'll be like, yep, up in his house. Yep, baby daddy house. See, he invited me over. He's been calling me all day. He wanted me to come and this and that.
Documented.
Yeah, documented. This is like document style, baby girl. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all can never go to a man's house or have a relationship with no man or woman and not have proofs of who's been doing what. Because they'll come for you. They'll have you looking like you a stalker and you crazy and you don't lost your mind, and they be the one that be doing that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You
That
know?
is so true,
And
though.
then you be looking so stupid. And it's like, I stopped those days. I no longer look stupid. I have proof. You've been calling me all day. You've been FaceTiming me all day. You've been stalking me all day. I even got pictures of my baby daddy jumping the gate to my home. Yeah.
Wait, do you post them to social media?
No, I don't post them, but I have them just in case he gets
Just
out of
in
line.
case. He does something.
That
Yeah.
I agree, but I'm not gonna lie. I save everything.
Yeah.
Really? But heck yeah.
I do too.
Absolutely. Don't ever play yourself. In the words of DJ Khaled, when you play me, you playing yourself.
Okay?
For real.
But I feel like it's important to just have it there. And I
Especially
actually,
when you single and you on
collateral.
TV,
Yes.
and that's what happens.
Maybe
See,
that's
she
what
thought
it
she
is.
was gonna catch him because when I first read it, I said, I know Michael not like this, and I was so happy he put it out there because then that's gonna let people know you cannot mess around with people like that. You know, you
Yeah.
never know. You know, you've been contacting somebody on text.
yeah, the
You have to
Snapchat
save
does
those
not
texts.
lie.
Yeah, it don't
Snapchat
lie.
does not lie.
You
I
have
never
to be
thought
very
about
careful.
that for, I guess in relation, in marriage, I
Marriage.
need it.
Oh, you might need to remind them. Remember, you said this.
Do it anyway.
But even if it's not a relationship, if it's a business relationship or
Any
something like that,
relationship.
you just keep track of stuff. I always like if it's a real important conversation I need to have with you, I'm gonna pick up the phone and call you.
Yeah.
But if it's just I don't do all that. You know how I do. I just do the one word answer. You know, how you doing? Yeah.
Good.
Fine. Good. Okay. And then I start
Yes.
using the emojis because I'm not gonna get caught up like that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. You have to be very careful with what you're writing to people as well because
And
they
what you're
can use
saying,
it against
everything.
you as well.
Exactly. And a lot of people out here, they be lying on you. They need to stop.
I like to do the
We got
warning
receipts.
first. There's the warning first. So I wouldn't actually go to Instagram or social media directly, but I think it's important before something starts happening, just give the heads up.
But she put
Hey,
him on blast,
I have
though.
the receipts.
Yes, she
You don't want
started
to
it.
play
Yeah.
these games.
Yes.
Yeah, she started it though, so he could have gave her a warning, but it was like by that time, you know, it got picked up all over the news, and you know,
That is
I'm
so
sorry, let's just put it out there. The real is that he a black man, all right? And so that made him look bad, but now he had to cover himself. So you do your thing, Michael. I ain't
Defend
mad at you.
yourself.